Good morning. Today is June 1st, 2026, and the time now is 8:06. So I was laying here on my chair, well, sitting here on this chair, and I had dozed off. I was laying here and I dozed off. You can look at my neck and tell how much they've been dehydrating me all night long. But anyway, I had woke up and it was like the trash man just left. It's on my thing is 7:36, which is not the time is we're here. I think it is faster, but it was seven something because it's just not 8:07, so it had to be like 7:50 something or 7:40 something. But anyway, I'm gonna video that it just came, and the time you'll see the time, and so I was laying here, I was asleep, and I just started hearing this noise in my head and pressure around my heart. And the first thing came to me is that the trash man is coming because today is Monday. That's our trash day. And so what came to me, what they do and what people do, they go on the site, whatever that site is that they go to pick us up, because they know I live on this street. So they go on the site and do whatever it is they do to me on the cell phone so that they can pick me up. That's why I hear this noise. And then they come down here. They're always looking at their cell phone to see whatever it is they're supposed to be picking up on me. It goes on their cell phone. And I'm gonna show it. I didn't know just how they were doing it because I know I could be just sitting and it does everything quiet. And then all of a sudden that noise will just start. This is a different noise. This noise right here is harder for me to get rid of. Now the bow horn, this is about the fourth or fifth sound that I've had. I know each one. The bow horn sound that I get it when that guy over there is sending some type of signal over here. Him and his friend that drives the rescue squad truck. That's his work. I guess that's his work truck. And then there's another sound similar to this one, but it's a little different. And this is the last sound that I've been getting, and it's harder to get rid of. And mostly in the mornings when I wake up is when I really hear it. But this morning I wasn't hearing it. I just started hearing it just before they came down that road, and he was looking at the cell phone. But I knew that's what was happening. They go to the site before they come down here, and then they come down, and then they be waiting. They don't even have to look at it. They could just keep it in their pocket. But I know what they're doing because when they first started doing it, because the trash man wasn't attacking me. That old man across the street started that because he never, since we've been here, he never had his trash picked up until last summer, July of last summer. I do have it on video. I could prove it. When I be talking about things, I could prove it because when it came down, the guy, one of the guys had a tablet And then he got the other dude's cell phone that was in the truck. And then he went over to the old man, and I guess the old man gave him the information. So ever since then, the trash men been attacking me. The day before, I think, but the day before, it was around the same time I had my grandson to come over and help me get the garage in order. And so he was sitting, my grandson was sitting on the porch, and the white dude over there held his cell phone up and walked. He was on one side of the yard, and he came to the other side of the yard, held his cell phone up, and came and went behind his van, picking up my grandson. See, this is the kind of crap that they do. And as far that I know, unless they got my whole family on this slow kill list, cause one of my daughters having problems. My daughters, the grandchildren, gaining weight. They can't feel what I feel, but they gaining weight. The dogs gaining weight, and I know they're attacking him cause his whole entire he be sleep on his side, and his whole body be shaking like somebody having sex with him. And I lay my hands on him and come against with the blood of Jesus. I praise over the dog, my dog. But he not really mine. He my daughter, but one of my other daughter's dogs, but I've had him for 2 years. And because he's here with me, they'll tax him. But they'll tax the girls too. Because all this energy, this hot energy that be burning my feet is coming up through and it's getting everybody body. My daughter, she can't hear it. I mean, feel it. So I actually think they're doing something to my daughter brain. They keep her from believing what I'm saying. But anyway, there was something I wanted to talk about. I don't forgot what it was. Hmm. Before I came on here, that's how I ended up dozing off because stuff was on my mind and I just dozed off. And so now I'm hearing that sound. But it was before they came, it was really loud. It's the slight down now. But they got stuff in our brain, doing stuff to our brain to connect us to a supercomputer. And they got stuff, they got stuff in the sky, they got stuff under the ground. Because I know I'm being attacked underground. This stuff is coming up. I've had someone trying to tell me, I don't like it when people try to tell me what I'm going through. But I know this stuff is coming out from under the ground. And it could be something from the up there in the sky hitting the ground, which is that sun, that fake sun, because it's energizing this thing they put over there in them old people yard. I do believe in the daytime that it get uh energized, and then at night it's just like those lights that you put outside, and at nighttime they come on. But that's what this thing here is doing. But it's heating up. As I'm talking, they must don't like what I'm saying because they just started burning my feet. But I'm gonna say what I got to say. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, this heat, this because it comes up. I can tell with something coming up instead of something coming down. It's coming up, going inside my vagina and my rectum, and it's going up in my body and all the way up. See how my face is looking, how fat my face is looking. They don't change the shape of my face. And I remember this guy, he's a TI, but he felt that his wife was a clone because her face is shaped different. And I don't know how to reach him and let him know she's probably being targeted. Her face is being shaped different because they shaping it different. They shape mine different. That's how my face was looking. That that right there is not this right here. And they're aging me. They're aging me. They age us faster than what we because they dehydrating us. They're actually feeding off of us. They something that, like I had said before, they putting something in us, but they taking something out, like our humanity, our real selves and stuff. They taking our humanity out of us, and they trying to make us transhumanized. But I looked at this video yesterday that was talking about the reptilians, and they were saying reptilians are not shapeshifters, but they can make you see them as a man or a woman. How we see them as human, they making us see them that way, but they actually still looking like a reptilian. But when we look at them, we looking at them like a person. And so all I mean, when I say they be shooting me all night long, I'm telling you, they're shooting me all night long. And so I'm gonna show the aluminum paper that I've been sleeping on top of. I put it up under me, and I put a pillow on top of it. But I want to show the holes that are in those pillows from where they're shooting me from up under this house. I done showed it many times, but I'm gonna show it again. Okay, this is two sheets of aluminum I got pulled together. See that you can see the light shining through the hole. Now moving down. And this holds out from the top of this paper all the way across down to the bottom all the way across. This how many holes is in this one sheet. Okay. Now this is the one that I just showed. The one that I've been sleeping on lately. Now this one I had in my pillow against my back. I already did a video on this. Now these are some that I had up under me, which I already did videos on these here, and they hose all through. This one is the one that's four sheets of aluminum foil. I'm trying to make sure that I can see. There's one right there. I just saw one. But some of the holes are so small that the light is not don't pass through it as easy as some of the other ones. Now all these aluminum all these pieces of aluminum with the natural eyes you can see more holes than what the light is shining through because some of them real tiny. But this one is four sheets of aluminum. This is aluminum pan with a sheet of aluminum. This is I think this is two sheets of aluminum. All these now I already did video on each and every one of these here. This is and all of them got holes in it. This is two sheets. That one two sheets. This is two sheets. This is one sheet. This is one sheet. And you could that one they got a pure hole right there. And all of them have holes all the way from the top to the bottom. I don't know if I had these here hooked together. Yeah, I think these two here was hooked together. You can see that when they got a hole. They got big holes in it. Some of them I think they be hitting that same hole more than one time. Now all of these aluminums have holes from the top to the bottom, all the way across. So all of these aluminums that have these holes are the holes that's inside my body. And it's a constant shoot like a machine gun. And they started shooting me like that. In this house, I really don't know exactly when it started because when I first noticed something, I saw it in the leg of my jogging pants, my gray jogging pants, which I did show that on a video. But I didn't really pay it a whole lot of attention. I thought maybe they were just getting old. But then I seen it in my panties. And I know when I don't have holes in my panties. When I put my panties on, there's no holes in them. But when I take them off, I got holes in my panties. So I got to buy brand new panties. And don't sleep in them, just sleep in my old holy ones. Because I don't like sleeping without panties on. And that's when I realized, how, what, I'm, the dogs, they shoot me right now. They just, these people is sick. They're not even people. And see, the people that's been shooting their gang stalkers, they may not even be human. And if they're not human, then the law don't go to them. That if you kill a reptilian, the law is not against that. So we need to make sure are they human or are they reptilian? Because people is getting fed up with these attacks. They tired of it because it never stops. It's 24 hours a day that somebody, because they have so many people around you, like this whole neighborhood, and I'm not exaggerating. This how much we are attacked. I'm 67 years old. My sister is 71 years old. And we being tortured day in and day out. 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. These people never stop. We can't even just sit in here and just do nothing. You're gonna feel this heat coming up from under this house, heating up our body, making us feel like we got a dang on fever. Every time I go in there to do something with my sister, her skin is hot. Even the dog's skin is hot. And they be agitated. And if you rub them, it get hotter. I have to spray him down to cool him down because they're on the floor. The heat's coming up. This whatever this energy is coming up from the floor. It burns my feet. My feet is just dry. I've always taken good care of my feet. I don't do it now. I sometimes I rub it down because they just there's no moisture in the bottom of my feet because they burn my feet all the time. So I do get my feet soaked with Epsom salt. I do put I got these bags that have the moisturizer and I put them bags on my feet, but it don't really do no good. They still dry. So I just wanted to show how these people they shoot me all night long. I mean, and when I say all night long, I'm saying all night long. Where somebody is shooting me. Something to say something about Diddy. I can't even hardly see close up. Something about some video got something to do with Diddy. It's on my phone. Anyway, um, I just wanted to make this video. I don't even remember what I was thinking about this morning. But whatever I was thinking about, I guess I was thinking so hard I dozed off. And that noise and the pressure around my heart. These people they don't even care that they're killing you. And that's what they were saying about the reptilians. The reptilian was created for to fight warriors or something, but whoever it is that wherever they was, they they not with them no more. They like independent, and that they don't have compassion. They don't have empathy. That's why they can just torture, 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 and torture. They don't have empathy. And that's what I've been saying. I said these people they don't even have any type of conscience or care about what they're doing to another person. That's why I don't think they're human anymore. I really feel that they was human, these people that's here, and some kind of way that they took them, the real people, and replaced them with who's torturing now. Even my daughter, I don't even like to talk about her, but there's something ain't right. They really something is not right. But anyway, they talked about how they can hack the brain, how they can turn family against one another. They actually do videos and puts it on the internet. I when I come across them, I send them to my Facebook, and that's why I was trying to let the people on my Facebook know what's going on. But they laughing and talking about me, so I just unfriend them. Okay, y'all don't want to know. You think it's funny? You won't know, not by me. So I just went through, and I had all close to 400. It won't. It was I know it was 300 and something. I went through it, unfriend everybody except for maybe about 8 people, and I didn't choose to unfriend them. I guess I got tired of something or I missed them. But I was gonna just unfriend everybody and just send it when I see the video, put it on my channel for me so I can go back to them. They don't want to know, they won't have to know. I got stuff on my neck that it be itching. I'm just like I know God want us to let people know things, and when things that we know we should share it. But when you share it and people laughing and contacting my daughter talking about me, cause see nobody. If my mama was still living, if my mama was going through this, you're not getting ready to contact me and talk about my mama and laugh at my mama. You're not getting ready to do that. And if my mama tell me she going through something, I'm gonna believe her, just like I believe my sister, because that what we both were going through, but in different ways. I'm going to the doctor. She going to the doctor, but she going for her brain. I'm going for my heart and for my stomach, because it was attacking us in different ways. But whoever was attacking my sister brain, they really was really attacking her hard. And they were making her see things just like they're making her see things now. She just stares up at the ceiling. Some of the stuff that she's seeing put fear in her. She felt making like scary noise and stuff, and then sometimes she be crying. These people are sick, or these beings are sick. And like I said, our law don't represent reptilians. Either they don't represent reptilians, or they don't represent humans. Because we don't know that whether or not those presidents from our past was human or not. We don't know what George Washington was. We don't know what Abraham Lincoln was. We don't know nothing about these people. We learning stuff now. And we learning that some of these jokers are human. And some of these jokers that's attacking us think they can just keep attacking us and we can't do nothing. And you kill one of them, then they're going to come lock you up or kill you. Because our law is corrupt. Our government is corrupt, all the way up to the highest of our government and beyond. And the beyond is where it all come in at, because them jokers ain't human. Them families they from what I'm hearing, it's not really the family that's doing all the controlling. There's something I can't remember if they said 300 men or 30. It was a three. I remember that much. But there's a group of men that's over everything. At least they making themselves look like men. But you got entities that is from other places, and I don't know. I can't say that God created reptilians. I know He showed me reptilians. I went in a vision, a whole vision, and that's what He showed me. Where they how they was created. There might have been some of Satan, the fallen angels doing, and putting them somewhere. Just like they made it with the women and made giants, the Nephilims. So they could have made it with some type of reptilian and created the reptilian people. They something was created some kind of way. Just like mermaids. I always thought mermaids was fiction, but this stuff is everything I thought was fiction. I'm realizing this stuff is real. And people want to think you crazy because you finding out stuff that they ain't finding out. They want to call everything demons. I don't call everything demons. I think they're beings from different dimensions, different light ways away, from different planets or whatever. Because there are more planets out there than there are more Earths out there. At least that's what the scientists or whatever they are saying. We don't know what's all out there. The thing that we have may can't see everything. The universe is a very extremely large place, and we don't know what's all out there. I know what I've seen. I've seen something in vision, but I've seen something that wasn't a vision. It was real. I'm looking right at it with my eyeballs. I know I seen something right there on that floor right there, looked like the dog, but it wasn't the dog. I seen a man standing over me, looking at me while I was asleep at my house, at my place. I'm laying there with my face turned towards the back of the chair, and I just happened to turn around. There's a man standing there looking at me, and I done did that 2 times to see a man watching me. And that happened when I had my first child, and I was laying in the bed. Me and her both were laying at the foot of the bed. But that was a token. Uh, I was laying there, and I just happened to look over and look up, and there was a man standing there. There was two beds. There was a bed turned this way and a bed turned this way. So I was in the bed that's turned this way. He was standing in the bed that's turned this way. And I looked over, and there he was, dressed in white feathers, with the hood and everything. And but I knew who he was because he looked just like his son. And it didn't even scare me, because I had been reading the Bible, and I had been reading about stuff like that. So when I saw it, I just turned my head like that, and I looked back, and he was gone. But not long after that, his son, the one that looked like him, got killed. The hour that he got killed, I just bust out crying. Me and this other girl from my hometown. We was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we had went looking for this church because one of the girls said that they was having revival. And so we were riding looking for the church. And when we found the church, they wasn't having no revival. They were just having choir rehearsal. So we went to McDonald's or Burger King, one of those places. I mean, as soon as we drove up in the parking lot, it was about 10 and parked. We just bust out crying. I mean, we were boo-hoo crying. And we didn't know why. Didn't even know why. The girl, I was with two other girls. One door was from my hometown. The other lady was from Charlotte. I guess I had just met her. They Door I went back home. Dora had came home and I went back with her. And the next day they brought me back home. And I hadn't even got out the car yet. My sister that I'm keeping met us, and she walked up to the car and she told me that he was killed. And I said, "What time was it?" And it was around the time we started crying. I Back then in my hometown, I experienced a lot of. I do believe our family home. There's something there. There's something there, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just something in that town or something connected to our house. But I experienced a lot of things in that house. And when I left there, it stopped. All the stuff I was going through, it actually stopped. So I don't know if somebody had did something, because I know my one of my brother's wife, she called herself reading palms and stuff, but she started dealing with this group worker. So I don't know if she was doing stuff to me or what. I just started experiencing some stuff and spiritual things. Just like I started having dreams of stuff that was happening as I dreamed it. When that spaceship went up in the sky and exploded and it had a black man in it, I was dreaming it. And I was dreaming that my mama was telling me, and my sister, the same sister I'm keeping, called me because she lived in a different town and told me what was going on. And I told her that's what I was dreaming. And then there was a house, the house that lived right beside her. There was this old man, Mr. Cars. But I was dreaming that our house was on fire. But before I went to bed, I could hear two men fussing, which I had saw Mr. Cars and the dude that stayed in Mr. Cars' other house fussing, a younger dude, because he was living in Mr. Cars' house and wouldn't pay him no rent. So he arguing and fussing at Mr. Cars. Mr. Cars was an old man, and he wanted him to pay him rent, and he won't pay him rent. And so that night, when I heard them two men fussing, but it was so loud, I thought it was in our yard, and I just kept laying there listening. And then I realized it wasn't in our yard; it was in Mr. Cars' yard. But I didn't know he was gonna kill the man. I went to sleep, and I was dreaming that our house was on fire. And I woke up, and I could see on the side of the window, I could see light. And I was saying to myself, "Dog, it ain't day already." And I started hearing glass falling. And I looked out the window, and his house was blazing. I didn't even put no shoes or nothing on. I just ran, and it was burning so until I was scared to go. I was scared to try to go in there and see about Mr. Carr. So I just started screaming, "Help! Help! Help! Mr. Carr's house on fire! Help!" And everybody started running out the house. Boy, I'm about to cry. I believe he killed Mr. Carr. And you know, I called the police and everything. Before I ran out the house, I called the police and let them know that Mr. Carr's house was on fire. And that's when I ran out the house. But I do believe. And nobody never questioned me. Nobody ever came to me or nothing. He's an old man. They were trying to say that the electric heater set the house on fire. But I think that boy set the house on fire. I do believe he set that house, killed Mr. Carr, and set that house on fire because he didn't want to pay Mr. Carr's rent. And nobody never asked me anything, didn't question me or nothing because he was an old black man. Hmm. I do believe that there was a death being done in my hometown that was murder, and they didn't even try to investigate it. They didn't even try to investigate it. None of the deaths, and they was murders. They were actually like my son was murdered. This guy named Charles was murdered. This guy named what was that boy name? He was murdered. There was a few people murdered in my hometown, and I live in a very small town. I come from a very small town. Growing up we only had one red light. That's it. To this day, there's only one spot where we had that one red light. There's only that in that same spot. They probably got maybe another one turn a different way. But they growing up, there was only one there in the middle of the uh the road, the Main Street, and so you got Main Street and 95. 95 come right through. No, 301. 301 come right through our hometown. Now I won't even that won't even on my mind. I can't even remember what I was thinking about because I was gonna do a video on it. So I reckon that whatever that sound, he must have erased it out. But this is how they're attacking me. They'll put their cell phone, they'll go to that site on their cell phone, and they have our pictures on these cell phones too, because uh, before I really knew all everything that's going on as much as I knew now, I had just started learning about gang stalking, and my light bill was high at my place, and so I went to get help because it was like maybe $400 something. I don't even hardly be there. So that's why I just started unplugging stuff and cutting, making sure there ain't nothing on. I cut the furnace out. I just cut everything off because it didn't make sense for my light bill to be that high, and I don't hardly be there, you know. And so I went to get help to pay my light bill. And you had to go early in the morning because there'd be a line. And everybody in there was trying to get the light bill paid. So it had to be after 3 o'clock. That's how long I had been there from early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to be there because there's a long line. And so it was that evening, and all the people that had been there started leaving out, and they left out. I was just sitting in there at one time by myself, and then the gang stalkers started coming in. So I was paying everybody attention. There was two couples, that were a girl and a dude, with their phone, and I tried to ignore them. Then another woman came in, but she had been there, and she came back in, and then another guy came in. He had his cell phone. Then a real dark I had never seen, and I've done went with some black men because I've been always been attracted to real dark men, but this dude was just black, and I was looking at him. 'Cause I had never seen nobody that black before. Now I done went with some black men. uh, and he was real dark, and then he came and sat like I was sitting like this here, and then he came and sat right here, right in front of me, and he had two cell phones. One cell phone had I could see pictures of women faces where he was scrolling. I reckon he was looking for my picture. And then on the other phone, it was a schematic of a head, like a drawing. So I just paid attention. And so then they told everybody to come out that and give their name. Everybody that was there got help, but it was closing down, closing. So it must have been about maybe about 5 o'clock or so. I don't know, but it was closing up. Just get the names and your information, and they were gonna help us get our light bill paid. And so I went outside waiting on my daughter to come back, and I could hear a woman saying, if she being gangster, she need to be careful. Cause I really didn't understand. I'm just learning. I didn't even know nothing about gang stalking until I moved to up to this place up in this county. I'm in a different town, but I didn't know I was being gang stalked. I didn't know nothing about. I had never heard of gang stalking until I moved and from out of Robinson County. But they was attacking me in Robinson County too, just not as severe as these people up here. I was just having problems, and I was going to the doctors, and the doctors they knew I was being gang stalked because they gonna tell them why you at the doctor, they there too. Everywhere you at, they there too. You can't go nowhere without them being there because they sending your information. If you talking, if you say where you going, they gonna send it out through the cell phones. If you think it, and people don't think that they can't get your thoughts. Yeah, oh yeah, they can get your thoughts. They can actually give you thoughts. So that when these people is paying you attention, using their third eye on you, they getting the information that they put in you, that you thought about it, but it's not your reality. So they're gonna make it your thoughts. I've learned a lot being up here that I probably wouldn't have learned. I probably wouldn't even know about gang stalking. I'll be still suffering, thinking I'm having medical problems. But it's being done to every single thing that is going wrong in our lives is being done to us. Every single person, if you are human, you are under attack. The things up in the sky, those satellites in the sky, beaming down on our head. This doctor said every single person that he have tested got some kind of pus in the top of their head. Every one of them, because those satellites are doing it up in the sky, but they are attacking us from under the ground too. They can send stuff in your house through your vents, and and after they finish, they no sign of it. I'm trying to tell you what they have been doing to me. And there's a pencil. Somebody sent me a paper. Let me see it on this phone. I don't know if it's on this phone or on my other phone. But sometimes, cause I haven't sent everything from my old phone to my new phone, so sometimes when I get, wait a minute. Okay, I must have been trying to send that to him. It didn't none of it go through because it's my old phone. It's not even on. But sometimes I can still send a text to somebody from this phone. But this person right here, I was trying to send them a text and it didn't go through. But he sent me a text that there's some type of ice pen or some type of ice pen that they can shoot you with, and it can cause you to have a heart attack. Once the ice pen go into your body, it melts and the poison flows through to your heart, cause you to have a heart attack. And they ain't no evidence of it. These people is doing some stuff. They doing stuff that they can do stuff to you, and nobody know that it's being done. Just like that time I was sitting in here, and I was looking at my something on my laptop, and I can't really remember because it's been a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I started getting dizzy. I got real dizzy, and I started feeling like I'm gonna pass out. So I got up and I made my way to the back door. I said, I can't go sit on the porch because these people be attacking me. If I sit on the porch, they're gonna attack me. So I went to the back door. As soon as I opened the back door, somebody in that gray house over there started blowing the horn. But I didn't go all the way outside. I just opened the door and stood there. It was cool too. It was cool that day. So I just stood in the door. So whatever it was that they were sending in here, I wouldn't still be breathing it in. But it was so cold, I wanted to get out the cold, and I went and sat. There's a couch not that far from the back door. So I went and sat on that couch. But on that couch, I started back getting dizzy again. So I got up, went back to the door, and I can't remember if the person kept blowing or what every time I go to the door. But I didn't feel comfortable standing in the door because I knew somebody was in that. It was a black car. And so what I did, I went and got a folding chair and I set it at the door, and I just sat there and I said, I better call somebody. So I called my daughter that stayed here, and I told her I was feeling dizzy. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So she don't. Well, if I come home, you going to the hospital? I said I'm not going to the hospital because I had been to the hospital and I was attacked at the hospital. And she said, well, if I come home, you going to the hospital? I said I'm not going to no hospital. Don't come home. So I called my other daughter, and she called her son, and so he called me, and I told him what was going on. So he said I'm coming. So they pretty much came up at the same time. And my daughter had took me outside and set me in her car. So he came and got me out the car and took me riding. We probably rode around for about an hour. I was knocked out. I was knocked slam out. And so after an hour, he brought me back home, and all that whatever it was cleared out. But they can do stuff in your. They got. I read. I don't know if I read or saw a video where they can have a whole apartment building, and if there's one person in that apartment building they want to target, they have valves that they can just switch on that one valve, and they can attack that one apartment in a whole apartment building, in a whole neighborhood. They can switch on that valve at one house in the whole neighborhood, and that's how they can attack you. And they putting down these pipes up under this ground through this neighborhood. They is not doing all this work just for me and my sister. You better believe that. This is how they're gonna get rid of people in a whole neighborhood. By switching open these valves and this crap go up in people's house probably while they sleep. And if that's all they're gonna do is go to sleep. Ain't gonna wake when they wake up, they either gonna be in hell or heaven. Wherever God sent them. And however they spent their life. Whatever they did, well, I guess you could say. But I don't think they're human. Why, the American people has been sold out. We have been sold out. Those people that you going to the poll to vote for, and they telling you all these lies, they don't care nothing for us. Not nothing. And people, it's so easy. This is what I was. This is it right here. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm about I'm about an hour in, but people are so eager for Trump to get out of office. And like I've been saying, Trump is the scapegoat. They want people to hate Trump to the point that when the Antichrist come on the scene, everybody gonna love him, think he's the savior, he gonna save the world. But that's when all hell is gonna break out. The next when they get rid of Trump, cause Trump got to go. I be looking at Frederick Pearson and he do numbers. At one time he was saying that Trump was the Antichrist, but I don't know. I said no, Trump not the Antichrist. Obama is the Antichrist, and I believe that with all my heart and soul. And that's when well, I can't say that he said it because of me, but at first he was saying stuff about Trump. But then I guess he realized he got his numbers right, and you know, because them numbers be coming up right, and he realized that it's Obama, and that Harris woman is coming back. But when he said that, I was trying to figure out how is she gonna come back when when she's not the thing after the president. I can't think of it right now. Vance is. But what's going to happen? Either Vance already dropped out, or he going to drop out. That means that she going to come in as the vice president. Okay, she going to come in as the president, and what he was saying is that she's going to give birth. She's the lotus flower. That her name means lotus flower. I don't know why I can't remember that woman's first name, but she's going to give birth to the Antichrist, which is Obama. And black people, and see, they think they slick. Well, they is slick. They've always known that Christ was not no white man with blue eyes and blonde hair. They always knew that. And so they're gonna have somebody to call themselves taking his place. But Obama can never take Christ's place. He gonna come in as though he's God. But he can now he's the God of this world because he's the son of the devil. He'll be given the powers of the beast. But anyway, that's I couldn't figure that out. I was saying, how can she be the president when Vance is the vice president? But he gonna step out of the race. He gonna step. This stuff is planned. Trump got to be moved. Which one they gonna get rid of, and which one going on the ground? I don't know. Cause I do believe they two Trumps. One is I, when I see I used to say, Daddy, that don't seem like Trump. There's a whole he got a whole different personality, whole different attitude, and they just don't seem like the same person. And they two of them. They're the clone and they're the real Trump. But I need to go ahead and show the trash can men. So I'm gonna stop this right here and pause it. See there? He read looking at his phone. They're gonna come back. What time is it? 7:36. He was looking at his phone. They do it every time, trying to see if they picking me up, and that's why I be hearing that sound. It's a weird. It's a like static, a static sound. But that's not the only static sound that I hear. See that? He had his phone up. Down there too. Both of them. They think they slick. Both of them got their cell phone in their hand. Hmm. Okay. So they have all these people who will attack one family or one person. And black on black crime. So that's that's what they're making it look like, black on black crime. But then you got black people that attacking white people. I reckon white people attacking because it's a mixture of stuff. But the biggest of the people that's attacking me are black. They white people too. And some of these people look like they on crack or some kind of drugs, some serious drugs. And then they trying to say I'm a drug dealer. I don't even be around drugs. The only drugs I'm around is aspirins, baby aspirin for my heart, uh, medicine I'm taking it from now. Nothing gonna get me high because I don't take nothing that's gonna make me feel different. That's because they used to try to give me medicine for depression, and I didn't never feel like I should feel normal. I don't know if it was too strong for me or what, but I'm taking that mess because it kept feeling like it was doing something to my brain, like it was shrinking my brain or something. And I didn't like that feeling. I said, I'm not taking it. At first, I started out taking it. I was taking some, but then they changed it. When they started changing it, gave me something different. I said, I'm not taking all this stuff. But anyway, doing that Black Lives Matter thing, I didn't even really take it serious because it won't even make it no sense to me. None of it made sense to me. That you gonna when they was trying to start something. You know the camera is on you, like the dude in New York, where he was selling cigarettes, like uh like onesies or something. And I can't. Well, what in the world? How that against the law to sell onesies, cigarettes? Y'all got this man down on the ground, and you supposed to be putting handcuffs on him, but he ended up dead. They just want to just kill up black men because they the jokers back in slavery days that was running them down, catching them, bringing them back to the slave master. That's the police. That were the police back then. That's the police now. The slave master. The capture those that the patrollers. The patrol to capture the slave master. Not the slave master, the slaves. So they still looking at us as though we are slaves. and we have no rights. That's why when a black person do something, they may not end up at the jailhouse. They may end up at the grave. But a white person, I've seen on video, I don't know if that was something planned or what, but they had stopped this man and he was gonna leave. They were begging him, please don't do it, don't do it. That man rode off, and do they get in their car and ride up? Sure didn't. And everything about the indigenous people have been deleted except for what the indigenous people left behind, like they paintings and they statues and stuff like that. But these people that came from Europe try to delete everything about the indigenous people and try to make it seem like the native, somebody they brought in, you know, it just. But anyway, I need to get off of here, and y'all have a great day.